There may be a new expanded child tax credit coming your way. Lawmakers announced a nearly $80 billion tax deal today. So parents, you may want to pay attention to this one. Now, first, I previewed this deal in a video last week, and I'm going to tell you the same thing I told you then. This is just a deal. It's a significant deal, of course, that has been in the works for more than a year and a half, but it's still just a deal that still needs to be written into legislation and still needs to get support from lawmakers and still needs to pass both the House and the Senate and still needs to be signed by the president. So obviously, we still have a long way to go here. And lots of what I'm about to tell you could still change in that process. So don't get your heart set on anything just yet. But let's put all that aside for a second and look at what the bipartisan House and Senate proposal looks like. And I'm going to warn you, it's probably not what you're going to want to hear. I'm going to start with what's not in the proposal. The monthly child tax credit payments like some parents saw during the pandemic, yeah, they're not coming back. They are not included in this deal. During the pandemic, some parents also saw the child tax credit increase to either $3,000 or $3,600, depending on the age of their child. Yeah, that too, not coming back, not part of this deal. So here's what's included in this deal that will, if passed, expire in 2025. And again, I'm going to warn you, this is also pretty technical stuff. But there are three main items. One, qualified parents are going to get an inflation adjustment on their child tax credit of about $100. Currently, the child tax credit gives qualified parents a $2,000 tax credit per child. For the majority of parents, that would not change under this new agreement for this year's taxes, but moving forward on 2024-2025 taxes, the deal would adjust the child tax credit to inflation for the first time, so parents would get probably, as I said, about $100 extra on their tax returns. Two, for lower income families, the child tax credit will eventually become fully refundable. Currently, only families that owe enough taxes receive the full $2,000 benefit per child. That is because the credit reduces the amount of taxes owed. It is not fully refundable, meaning many low-income families who don't earn enough income to owe more taxes than the credit is worth cannot take full advantage of the child tax credit. But under this new deal, there would be a phased-in approach for these lower income families. So starting with 2023 taxes, if passed, low-income families who don't pay income taxes could get up to $1,800 of the $2,000 per child credit. In tax year 2024, that credit would be refundable up to $1,900 and would be fully refundable, so all $2,000 in tax year 2025, along with that inflation adjustment of about $100 that I mentioned before. And three, for tax years 2024 and 2025, parents would be allowed to pick either the current taxable year or the prior tax year of income to determine their eligibility for the child tax credit. That means families who earn too little to benefit from the child tax credit could still qualify for it if they earned enough in the year prior. That is particularly important for poorer Americans who sometimes have volatile incomes from year to year. This tax proposal also retroactively reinstates several business tax changes that were included in the Republicans' 2017 tax law that had since expired. This deal also includes an expansion of a tax credit aimed at encouraging the construction of low-income housing. It also promotes economic ties between the U.S. and Taiwan and gives tax breaks for those who are victims of natural disasters. Now, if you want to read more about this deal, I will email it out to you tonight in my Newsgirl News Roundup email, so make sure you sign yourself up.